For more than half a century, the cinematic legacy of Batman has captivated audiences and left an indelible mark on pop culture. From his origins in the 1960s as a campy, brightly clad crime fighter to the dark, brooding vigilantes of modern blockbusters, Batman has evolved into one of the most iconic and enduring superheroes of all time. Each actor who has donned the cape and cowl has left their unique stamp on the character, reflecting the shifting cultural landscape of the eras they represented. From the campy charm of Adam West to the brooding intensity of Christian Bale, the cinematic iterations of Gotham's protector have varied widely in tone, reception, and legacy. These portrayals, for better or worse, have shaped the way we see the caped crusader today. In this video, we'll be ranking the various actors who have brought Batman to life on the big screen, from Adam West to Robert Pattinson, to determine who has delivered the best overall portrayal of Gotham's greatest hero. This ranking is, of course, our own personal assessment of these performances, and we'd love to hear your rankings in the comments below. So without further ado, let's dive into the legacy of the Caped Crusader and uncover who truly wore the cowl best. In last place at number 7 is George Clooney. George Clooney's portrayal of Batman in Batman and Robin, 1997, is often cited as the low point in the character's cinematic history. Directed by Joel Schumacher, the film embraced a campy, over-the-top tone that failed to resonate with audiences or critics. Clooney's Batman lacked the gravitas and intensity needed for the role, and instead, his performance came across as overly casual and unconvincing. There's something inherently distracting about Clooney's ever-present smirk, which undermines even the film's more serious moments. As a result, his portrayal feels more like a parody than a genuine attempt to bring the character to life. The film itself did Clooney no favors. With laughable additions like the infamous Bat credit card and anatomically detailed rubber suits featuring unnecessary nipples, Batman and Robin became a punchline in the superhero genre. Clooney's Bruce Wayne was equally uninspired, with little depth or emotional weight to balance the absurdity of the film's aesthetic. While Clooney has since expressed regret over his involvement, his performance is emblematic of the film's broader failings, a lack of understanding of what makes Batman such a compelling figure. Despite Clooney's undeniable star power, his Batman is the least intimidating and least memorable of the bunch, solidifying his place at the bottom of this ranking. Next, in 6th place, is Robert Pattinson's portrayal in the 2022 film, The Batman. This film brought a fresh take to the character, emphasizing Batman's role as Gotham's greatest detective. Directed by Matt Reeves, the film reimagined the Dark Knight as a brooding figure shrouded in mystery, terrorizing criminals like a monster from the shadows. Pattinson's Batman was darker and more focused on the psychological aspects of the character, with his portrayal leaning heavily into the noir aesthetic. This was the first time audiences truly saw Batman as a methodical investigator, piecing together clues and outsmarting his enemies. Pattinson's physical presence and intense demeanor worked well for this iteration, particularly in his chilling confrontations with Gotham's criminal underworld. However, there's something about Pattinson's performance that feels slightly disjointed. Perhaps it's the lingering association with his earlier work in Twilight, or his lack of a commanding Bruce Wayne persona, but his portrayal doesn't fully embody the gravitas expected of The Dark Knight. While Pattinson's focus on Batman's detective skills is a welcome addition, his portrayal feels like it's still finding its footing. Despite these shortcomings, the Batman succeeds in creating a haunting atmosphere, and Pattinson's shadowy portrayal fits the film's tone well. It's a strong starting point for this version of Batman, but it lacks the iconic status of other portrayals. With future installments, Pattinson has the potential to grow into the role, but for now his performance earns him a respectable 6th place in this ranking. In 5th place is Val Kilmer's Batman. Kilmer portrayed the caped crusader in the 1995 film Batman Forever, and is somewhat overlooked, being overshadowed by the flamboyance of Jim Carrey's Riddler and Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face. Directed by Joel Schumacher, the film marked a tonal shift from Tim Burton's darker vision, opting for a more colorful and commercialized approach. Despite these challenges, Kilmer brought a quiet intensity to the role, capturing Bruce Wayne's inner conflict and his struggle to reconcile his dual identities. Kilmer's performance had moments of depth, suggesting he had the potential to deliver a great Batman given the right material. The film itself, however, is riddled with inconsistencies and tonal shifts that detract from Kilmer's portrayal. The costume design, while sleek and visually striking, leaned into Schumacher's penchant for exaggerated aesthetics. Kilmer's Batman lacked the darkness and gravitas that define the character, often feeling out of place in a film that struggled to balance its campy elements with its more serious themes. Despite these flaws, Kilmer's performance is far from the weakest in the franchise, showing glimpses of what could have been a compelling take on The Dark Knight. Had Kilmer been given the opportunity to explore the character in a more grounded, nuanced context, his portrayal might have ranked higher. As it stands, his Batman is a mixed bag, intriguing but ultimately underwhelming. Kilmer's performance deserves recognition for its potential, but it falls short of the iconic status achieved by others, earning him 5th place on this list. Coming in at number 4 is Adam West. Adam West's portrayal of Batman in the 1966 Batman TV series and its feature film adaptation is a time capsule of an era when the caped crusader was less a brooding vigilante and more a campy comedic hero. West's Batman was a straight-laced moralistic figure who fought crime with brightly colored gadgets and a never-ending supply of pun-filled dialogue. His performance captured the whimsical spirit of the Silver Age comics, bringing Gotham to life as a playground for colorful villains and absurd adventures. West's portrayal, while vastly different from modern iterations, is a perfect reflection of its time. The iconic fight scenes, coupled with West's deadpan delivery of ludicrous lines, made the show and film a cultural phenomenon. For many, his Batman represents nostalgia and a simpler, more innocent take on the character. While he lacks the intensity and complexity of later portrayals, West's charm and humor remain undeniable. Though some fans may find his portrayal too light-hearted, it's important to recognize its significance in Batman's cinematic history. West's Batman paved the way for future iterations, proving the character's versatility and enduring appeal. His version may not be the darkest or most intimidating, but it holds a special place in the hearts of fans, earning him a well-deserved 4th place in this ranking. And now onto the final 3. But before that, if you are enjoying this video and would like to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any of our future videos. And also, make sure to check out our channel where we do frequent videos that pit classic movie characters against each other to determine who would win. In 3rd place is Christian Bale's Batman, brought to life in Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight Trilogy. Bale's portrayal is widely regarded as one of the most well-rounded and fully realized interpretations of the character. Appearing in Batman Begins, 2005, The Dark Knight, 2008, and The Dark Knight Rises, 2012, Bale's portrayal focused on Bruce Wayne's journey from a broken man to a symbol of hope for Gotham. Nolan's grounded, gritty storytelling gave Bale the opportunity to explore the psychological depth of the character, resulting in a performance that felt authentic and compelling. Bale's Batman was fierce and intimidating, with a strong physical presence and a relentless drive to protect his city. His costume design, emphasizing functionality and modernity, complemented the realistic tone of the trilogy. However, Bale's portrayal wasn't without its quirks. His gravelly Batman voice, while effective in some scenes, became a point of parody for its exaggerated delivery. Despite this minor flaw, Bale's commitment to the role and the character development he achieved make his Batman one of the most memorable in cinematic history. What sets Bale apart is the arc his character undergoes across the trilogy. From the origins of his vigilante persona in Batman Begins to his epic showdown with the Joker in The Dark Knight and his ultimate sacrifice in The Dark Knight Rises, Bale's Batman is a hero with a complete and satisfying journey. While his voice may have its detractors, there's no denying the impact of his performance, securing him 3rd place in this ranking. In what may be a controversial and surprising decision for some, we are giving 2nd place to Ben Affleck's portrayal of Batman. Ben Affleck's Batman is a study in unrealized potential. Appearing in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Suicide Squad, Justice League, and The Flash, Affleck's portrayal was a stark departure from previous iterations. It is the overall look of Affleck's portrayal of Batman that I think makes his on-screen version of the character one of the best. When I think of what an ideal on-screen version of Batman should look like, I can think of few changes I would want made to Affleck's version. His Batman was older, jaded, and physically imposing, embodying the weariness of a hero who had fought too many battles. With his bulky, muscular build and brutal fighting style, Affleck's Batman was a force to be reckoned with, capturing the intimidating presence of the character in a way few others have achieved. One of the most striking aspects of Affleck's Batman was his costume. The grey bodysuit with a black mask and cape bore a lot of resemblance to the Batman costume in the 1990s. Batman, the animated series, bringing a beloved and iconic aesthetic to the big screen, which was more comic accurate, and a welcome departure from what has been the standard all-black versions of the costume in almost every other Batman film. His physicality and combat style further emphasized his imposing nature, making him a terrifying figure for Gotham's criminals. However, Affleck's Batman never had the chance to shine in a solo film, leaving his potential largely untapped. Despite the controversial reception of the films he appeared in, Affleck's performance stood out as a highlight, showing what could have been with better material. Affleck's portrayal also explored the darker side of Batman, delving into his moral ambiguities and internal struggles. While his films were polarizing, his performance captured a unique and compelling version of the character. Affleck's Batman may not have had the narrative depth of others on this list, but his physical presence and raw intensity earn him a strong second place. Coming in at the top, in first place, is Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton's portrayal of Batman in Batman, 1989, and Batman Returns, 1992, remains the definitive version for many fans. Directed by Tim Burton, these films redefined the character, moving away from the campiness of Adam West and establishing Batman as a serious, brooding figure. Keaton's performance was understated yet powerful, capturing the duality of Bruce Wayne and his masked alter ego. His quiet intensity and commanding presence made his Batman both mysterious and intimidating, setting the standard for all future portrayals. For many, nostalgia plays a significant role in their affection for Keaton's Batman. He was the first to bring the character to life in a serious blockbuster context, captivating audiences and leaving an indelible mark on pop culture. The gothic aesthetic of Burton's films, coupled with Danny Elfman's iconic score, created a cinematic experience that felt larger than life. Keaton's delivery of the now famous line, "I'm Batman," remains one of the most memorable moments in superhero cinema. Keaton's influence on the genre cannot be overstated. His performance helped establish Batman as a cultural icon, paving the way for the darker, more complex portrayals that followed. While each actor has brought something unique to the role, Keaton's portrayal stands out as a perfect blend of mystery, intensity, and nostalgia, earning him the top spot in this ranking. And there you have it, a journey through the cinematic history of Batman, ranking each portrayal from the campy charm of Adam West to the brooding intensity of Robert Pattinson, and ultimately crowning Michael Keaton as the definitive Dark Knight. Each actor brought something unique to the role, reflecting the tone and vision of their respective films, while contributing to the evolution of a character that has become a cultural icon. From Keaton's groundbreaking portrayal that paved the way for modern superhero films, to Christian Bale's deeply layered performance in Nolan's masterpiece Trilogy, to the raw potential of Ben Affleck's imposing Batman, the legacy of Gotham's protector continues to grow and inspire. As Batman evolves to meet the expectations of new generations, one thing remains constant: his ability to captivate audiences with his complex morality, unshakable resolve, and enduring fight for justice. Each version of the Caped Crusader is a piece of the larger mosaic, and whether you prefer the gothic mystique of Keaton, the gritty realism of Bale, or the detective brilliance of Pattinson, there's no denying the impact Batman has had on cinema and culture alike. This was our take on ranking the cinematic Batman, but we'd love to hear yours. Who do you think is the best Batman? Drop your rankings in the comments below and let's keep the conversation going. And if you enjoy ranking videos like these, make sure to subscribe for more.